and I'm the man, and he got to beat me. You know, that's how I'm looking at it. So no matter what he brings to the card table, I'm ready.
I don't train for anything in particular, because what happens if on fight day, the specific things that you've trained for are not there? You know what I mean? What I practice on is I practice adjusting. I practice improvising. And I have a whole bunch of tools at my disposal with which to improvise.
Gary Jones coming off a 6-month, 8-day layoff, a 4-time U.S. national champion, lost to Fernando Vargas in the 1996 Olympic trials. 24 years of age, 19-1, 8 knockouts. His only loss, as you saw in the highlights, to J.C. Candelo, coming off that win against Sam Gar.
Our judges this evening is Joe Pasquale.
Tecumbo Olajide, born in Vancouver, fighting out of New York City, 1996 New York Golden Gloves champion. 153 pounds, 16-0, 14 knockouts. He has won 8 in a row by way of knockout. His last decision on ESPN2, July the 14th of 2000. A 4-round decision against Kevin Tillman. He has never been past 5 rounds. We asked him about his KO power. He says, hey, if you rely on being slick, it puts too much pressure on you. I'll take the knockout if it's there. Olajide says his biggest improvement when we talked with him is, he says he finally feels like a professional. He feels that he can go in the ring now and systematically break a guy down, manipulating the action. And if you can do that on a consistent basis as the level of competition rises, Olajide is going to make some waves. New Jersey rules used for the main event. 3 knockdown rule in effect. No standing 8 count. Fighter cannot be saved with a bell in any round. Accidental foul. They'll go to the scorecards after half the rounds are complete. That means after 5 tonight. So Olajide and Jones getting set. Olajide says boxing and jazz music are very similar. It's an improv within a loose framework. The referee for our main event is Earl Brown.
I expect a clean professional fight from both of you. You must obey my commands on all times. When I ask you to break, I want you to stop punching, step back. Protect yourselves at all times. Touch left. Come on, let's go.
All right, both guys ready to go. A little smile there from Jones and referee Earl Brown. Olajide not in the laughing mode. Very loose, cool as a cucumber. Jones, he's in it with a cold, hard cash. He wants to make as much money as he possibly can in this game and get out before he gets hurt. Jones started his career with Don King. According to Jones, King had him fight just 2 times in 2 years. He waited out for his contract to expire, but guess what? Since leaving Don King, he remains inactive at times. In the fight against Gar, he was coming off a 7-month layoff. Now he's coming off a 6-month layoff.
Make no doubt about it. Olajide, his strength is in his technique, and his technique is to counterpunch. He will look to lure Jones in and time him coming, preferably with that left hook. That is the punch of choice for Olajide. He has a terrific counter left hook.
Yeah, he took out Trevor Brown back in March on ESPN2 with the left hook. The fight before that against Marvin Smith knocked him out with the left hook.
Jones has speed. Jones can see a slow jab from Olajide. Olajide sometimes does throw with that jab. Instead of snapping it, he just places it out there as a rangefinder. If he does that, look for Jones to snap a quick right hand over the slow jab. Olajide lays back looking for counters. You can expect Jones to try to sometimes jump in, as he just did, and jump out. I believe Jones has to be careful in those spots when he's jumping in, that he doesn't jump into a counter shot from Olajide. Doesn't get time coming forward. Timing can erase speed, Bob. surprised if Jones, unless he gets caught, would get a lead in this fight. Because Ohsoulbrother can be a slow starter. He's a thinking man's fighter. And while he's thinking, sometimes he can put himself in a position where you can get off first.
Hey, in that fight we called against J.C. Candelo back in March of 2000, Jones was winning virtually every round against Candelo, and then right hand.
Yes, sir.
Ohsoulbrother not in the range. Jones being careful. The slight edge for Jones in round number 1. Well, Teddy Atlas is going to break this fight down for you with still 9 rounds to go. It's time for Teddy's Tips, and we start with Gary Jones.
Well, for Mr. Jones to win this fight, counterintelligence. We talked about Ohsoulbrother being a good counterpuncher. Jones is aware that feint first. Get the counter out of the way, then come in. Also, punch and go. You have the speed. You're not the stronger man. Punch and get out of dodge before you get caught. And finally, make the counterpuncher do what he doesn't like to do. Make him lead, and then you do a little counterpunching.
Those are the tips for Gary Jones. What about Tecumbo Ohsoulbrother, Teddy?
Well, the undefeated Ohsoulbrother is going to stay that way. Set the mousetrap. You like to counter? Get Jones to come in and catch him. Slow him down a little bit. Jones is going to move a little bit. Go to that body. And we talked about it earlier. Be snappy. Snap that jab out. Don't just pour with the jab. You pour with it, you might be counted by the speedy Jones.
So round number 2 underway, a nondescript first round, especially from Ohsoulbrother's standpoint. Ohsoulbrother in round number 1 just landed 2 punches. He was 0 for 11 with his jab.
That's where Ohsoulbrother must learn and improve. Which I'm sure his people are talking and teaching him. If he's going to step up this boxing ladder, Ohsoulbrother, who has good talent, good counterpuncher, must learn when the counters aren't there how to lead like he's trying to do right now. How to use that jab to set up offense instead of waiting for the counter to create the offense. Sometimes those counters are not going to be there with particular opponents as you move forward in this boxing career.
You know, earlier you were talking about Marco Antonio Barrera and Eric Morales when you were talking to Brian Mack, and they made the point that Barrera has become so much of a counterpuncher, and early in that second fight against Morales, he was waiting for the counterpuncher. Before you know it, Morales was building up a lead.
Yes, a fight that I thought Morales did have a lead, and I thought Morales won that fight very closely. A good point there, partner. When you lay back and depend on counters too much, you can leave yourself vulnerable. You can put yourself behind the 8 ball, where you can be out-hustled, out-worked, out-maneuvered. You can see what's going on here. Gary Jones, the faster man, normally would take more chances with his feet. He knows the press clippings of Ohsoulbrother. He knows he's a good, powerful counterpuncher.
Watch your head, all
With
right?
good speed.
Yes, sir. He has good hand speed, too. Just doesn't put them together quite as much. So sometimes you can get the misperception that he's not fast. He's fast, Ohsoulbrother. But Jones wants to be careful. Doesn't want to be reckless with his speed. Doesn't want to walk in that front door carelessly and get caught a left hook. Watch how he's feinting a little bit, trying to get Ohsoulbrother to lead. That's exactly what Jones did right there. Jones is thinking he came here prepared with a fight plan. He's looking for the right times to punch when he doesn't leave himself open to a counter. Jones is thinking pretty good.
Slow pace, especially from Ohsoulbrother.
I bet you Noah got pretty hungry staring at those 2 cows while holed up on that boat. probably thought to himself, there are a lot of